The United States, often seen as the world's most powerful democracy, is now standing on the edge of yet another dramatic political showdown, the dreaded government shutdown. But what exactly is a shutdown? Andy, why does it matter to you? To me, Andy, to millions across the globe, a government shutdown takes place when Congress fails to agree on a federal budget or pass temporary funding bills, leaving government agencies without the money they need to operate. Andy, when that happens, it isn't just about politicians in Washington, it is about real people whose lives are suddenly turned upside down. Picture this: over 2 million federal employees waking up to emails telling them they are furloughed, meaning they are not allowed to work and will not be paid until further notice. Essential workers like TSA agents, air traffic controllers, and border security officers may still be required to show up, but they won't get a paycheck until the shutdown is over. Families depending on those salaries are left struggling to pay rent, mortgages, or even buy groceries. Meanwhile, tourists planning dream trips to the United States are shocked to find that iconic national parks like Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, and Yosemite are locked and closed, costing local businesses millions in lost tourism revenue. But that's only the surface. A prolonged shutdown can delay Social Security benefits, food assistance programs, small business loans, and even critical medical research projects that depend on federal funding. Airlines could see massive delays as unpaid staff call out sick, creating chaos in airports nationwide. And if you think this only affects Americans, think again. The global economy feels the ripple effects. Stock markets around the world grow nervous, foreign investors question America's stability, and U.S. allies start to doubt whether Washington can keep its promises on international projects. This is not the first time the U.S. has faced such a crisis. Shutdowns have happened 21 times since 1976, with the longest lasting a record-breaking 35 days between Desember 2018 and January 2019. During that time, federal employees lined up at food banks, airport terminals were packed with frustrated passengers, and billions of dollars vanished from the U.S. economy. Economists warn that each day of a shutdown costs the country hundreds of millions, if not billions, in lost productivity. So why does this keep happening? The answer lies in bitter political polarization. Republicans argue that runaway government spending must be controlled, demanding cuts to social programs and stricter border control. Democrats insist that cutting funds for healthcare, education, and social safety nets would hurt ordinary citizens while doing little to fix the bigger picture. The two sides clash, neither willing to give ground, and the ordinary Americans are caught in the middle of this dangerous tug-of-war. As the deadline approaches, fear and uncertainty grow. Imagine being a single mother working for a federal agency. Ensure how you'll pay bills if the shutdown drags on. Imagine being a soldier overseas, wondering if your family back home will receive their support payments on time. Imagine a small business owner waiting on a government contract that suddenly freezes. These are not political games, they are human stories, filled with stress, sacrifice, and the unanswered questions. And every time this crisis reappears, public trust in government sinks even lower. Some experts warn that if the shutdown continues for weeks, it could push the U.S. closer to a full-blown recession, shaking global confidence in America's leadership. So, what happens next? Will Congress strike a last-minute deal to keep the government open, or will the doors of Washington slam shut once again? Will political leaders put aside their differences to protect the people they serve? Or will the shutdown become yet another painful reminder of a divided nation? As the clock ticks closer to midnight, one thing is certain: the decision made in Washington will not just echo through the halls of Congress, it will ripple across every American household and send shockwaves around the world. And the question everyone is asking is simple: how long can America afford to stay shut down?